Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. We're at the 27th of December between Christmas and New Year. This is a great time to reevaluate what you want and what you're looking for, not only with learning English, but in all aspects of your life. Just to give yourself a moment where that voice of self-criticism isn't the most dominant one. We all have a voice inside us that tells us we haven't achieved as much as we could or should. And there's always an opinion that with English we somehow aren't going anywhere. I know this because, of course, I'm also learning different languages. And Persian right now is one of those which sometimes I feel I'm not really moving fast enough. And I need to have something which is a little bit more planned. And that's definitely something to think about if that's where you are with English. It's time to think about how you learn, where you learn, how you best respond to people, and anything else that's coming up for you. So this time of year is a great time. And you don't have to wait until the new year to examine your English progress. You can do that day by day. The hardest thing for some people is self-forgiveness. We have this voice inside of us which is very critical, which constantly accuses us of not doing enough, or we could do more. We should be in a different status in life. Why isn't that new job there yet? Why haven't we left our countries? Yeah, these things are voices which are always there. And these are things which you need to quieten a little bit before you can move on. So if you do feel that there's a lot of negativity around you right now, I'd encourage you to sit down with a pen and a bit of paper and just write down what's important for you. I really hope that learning English is up there as something which is very important. If you are very serious about learning, of course, you'll need to move it up just a little bit. So that you can enjoy the fullness of it. It's like everything else. Once you have a plan for it, it becomes so much easier. So it's very good if you could just keep that in mind. You need to be very careful of self-criticism. Okay, so what you don't want to be doing is being very harsh with yourself. I met someone the other day who said that she's learning 40 new words every day. But then she was quick to point out that she doesn't really remember any of them. So you need to be gentle with yourself. I want you to take a moment just to reflect on what works for you and what doesn't. So if you've been learning English for the last year, you're going to have some idea of what helped you most and some idea of what didn't. So for example, if you're someone that has been sitting with a grammar book and you haven't really moved anywhere, this would be a great time to reflect on getting a language partner to improve your vocabulary, your pronunciation, maybe someone who's learning your language, for example. So this is something to consider. If you don't feel motivated to learn, there could be an underlying issue there. I know for me personally, for the last few months, there's been a lot of negativity around me. I don't know why. It's certainly not coming from the people who live in the house, but that there's something. Maybe it's just the media with this constant story of war and poverty. There seems to be a narrative that's going on and on. If it's not that, it may have been just a wrong perception. You know, sometimes we convince ourselves of things which aren't really real. And so for me, that needs a little bit of self-examination. Nothing major. I mean, I'm not encouraging you all to run away to a mountaintop and meditate for 20 days. But what I am saying is you need just to look and feel and see what's happening around you, what's holding you back. if you want to move forward. And that applies to me as much as anybody else. It's time for us to move on to the next year of our lives. What that looks like for English is very dependent on your level, how you hope to get to the next level, but you need some bit of structure in there. Ideally, working your way through some kind of book, even for translation purposes. It doesn't have to be a grammar book, and it doesn't have to be one of these books which promises you English in a month or 3 months. It can just be a book that you like to read, maybe. If you struggle with that, you could go to a site like Breaking News English and just try to translate a little bit every day. That site is designed for language learners, so that's a very good site to use. But I would encourage you to get some kind of structure going, and most importantly, get somebody in your life that can help you, preferably online with a set time daily or twice a week. Have your questions ready, use them. I think that would be great. It's not always successful in the first few moments. You have to find somebody, of course, on your level, someone you identify with. I would strongly encourage you to make that person of the same sex so that there's no problems with that. The same gender, to avoid any mismessages or any kind of confusion of communication as to what you're looking for. And just write down exactly what you're looking for, you know. This is a great time to reflect between Christmas and New Year, and also to carve out that time in your diary in terms of how much you're going to give to English. If you need any help with that, let me know, and we can chat about it on a lesson. But it really is time for inner self-reflection, I think, and that is what's going to move you forward. If you want change, you just have to take the first step. That's all. Okay, things will open up for you, but you have to step out of where the issue is. Just hold your hand out and see what happens. All right, so I'm looking forward to having lessons with you all in the new year. But right now, you just need to determine exactly what it is that you're looking for. I get many students and I talk to who aren't really clear on where they're going with English, where they want to go with it, and also how to get to that next level. It takes a lot of thinking, a lot of meditation. So it's something for you to think about. All right. That's it for me. See you soon. Bye.